What's good, YouTube? We start this market watch off with a what the heck is happening moment with Toon Kingdom. $51. I actually went to sleep after seeing this price, and I legit had a dream that there was new Toon support, and I was like, huh, that explains everything. But waking up this morning, I have no reasoning for this pricing, and only one seller on TCG Player, so completely bought out. It was sitting at like $30-ish. You can see the $28 here. It's crazy, and it's both TCG Player and eBay. Lowest is a listing from Australia at 37. Or 37 and then 35 and then 12 shipping, so 47. Then a $50 plus $17 shipping, so 67 from Australia. And then some graded ones. This is insane, and I could not tell you why. Besides the fact that it's a collector's card. Like, I think it will settle back down. But it's from Dragons of Legends 2. Like, one of the more recent sets in memory. And I get it. It's super iconic. It's one of Pegasus's cards. Like, it just doesn't make sense in terms of playability. It's from the show, so it has to be kind of a collectability thing. But this seems like a forced buyout for sure. And unless there's new support that's just the stones and this is actually going to be super playable, I can't imagine why. And excuse my hair, I just woke up, boys. Super poofy. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about MX Saber Invoker's Fallout. I did an emergency market watch last night saying, hey guys, don't rip people off, but sell yours now. Let them know that it's coming if you're doing that, which, of course, a lot of people aren't going to do. But also, I wanted you guys not to get ripped off and go and get one for higher. And it's already bottomed down to 30. We see 34. I did not expect this that quick. That's actually relatively insane. Like, I don't know where the bottom line is now. Chow Productions here. I think that's James Chow who just won the UDS. But I could be wrong. But we see him in 3 different places. That's so funny. And everybody else following kind of suit. It's actually cheaper than eBay, which has a bottom out of 38 here. So where can we realistically see this this crashing stop? I originally thought 30, but at least for the first set secrets, but we could see it go down to 25. What do you guys think? Again, you guys have to remember, and I'm going to repeat this one last time. I know I've said it a lot. There's 60 cards. 60 cards that are reprints. And there will only be 2 reprints per pack. 40 cards that are new cards. There will be 3 new cards per pack. Do some math. It's going to be real hard to get the reprints. Trishula, I saw somebody selling theirs for $14 in a group. We see an available from Canada for 21, and then we see 25. So it hasn't been dropping the fastest, but it is dropping. Just, I wanted to show this comparable rate versus Invoker, because obviously there's a lot more reasons to own a Trishula than just meta decks. It's a power card. It comes back into the meta time and time again, but it's a fan favorite. And so we see across the board, even the higher rarity ones versus their market price, they're sinking, but not quite as fast. So every single version versus the market price is going down, which is kind of crazy to think. You know, you would figure it's not going to affect the higher rarities, but it is. Excuse me. So if you were looking to pick up a higher rarity Trishula now, which they actually seem more affected than the lower rarities. Here's -7. Here's minus only about 3-ish, 4-ish. Then you see minus, you know, for this comparatively, minus like 8. Oh man, that's minus 20. That's kind of crazy on the DTs. So now may be the time for you to go ahead and pick up a high rarity Trish, because I think they'll just start creeping back up. There was realistically no reason for them to go down. But people make those moves. Like, there was already a cheaper alternative to these, is why I say that. Even with more Trishas on market, the cheaper alternatives were already present. And I guess it's now even cheaper, which could alleviate the price a little, but I think they'll just go back up. I'm going to heavily suggest you pick up allures now. Trade for them, buy them, do whatever you need. This card's going to be insane with the Twilight Swords. And you may not be a fan of Twilight Swords, but consider this. You have 3 solar recharges that now work with any monster in the deck, the Twilight Swords and the Light Swords. These allures are going to be insane with the deck. That Lumina, the new Lumina, is going to be able to access your face-up banished. So it doesn't really matter what you banish with the allure. Charge of the Light Brigade is going to be able to resource any of them out. Solar Recharge can pitch any of them. 6 draw 2s in the game for that deck. It's going to turbo through the deck's resources to whatever you want. And this card's going to be part of that. So the common here is all the way down to about $4, which is already up. If you're watching these, they're all starting to trend slightly up. But I would heavily suggest getting probably the commons. I think it's going to be a $10 common again, much like Vanity's Fiend. And yes, it has 3 common versions now. Has a high quantity on the market. Despite that, I think it will be like right before we got our new super rares. And it will go up. And avoid the Raging Battle Special Edition. Because no matter what it says, a lot of them just have edgeware. And the sellers kind of don't acknowledge that sometimes. So if you're looking for the right rarities, I would go common or the new super rare. Or, you know, if you have the money to spend, get the ultra/ultis now. But this card is going to be the stone. So, like, the new super rare is probably the best value, $5. Looks nice. But, you know, the commons don't look bad either. Trust me. Trust me. It's going to be real good. And as you see here, there's 240 copies of Allure of Darkness on all eBay, but that's all versions. Near mint, not mint, everything. And the cheapest is a Spanish common at 4. Nice. But despite this high quantity, I think a lot of people are going to want that deck in their back pocket. With the Realm of Light structure deck, it's really easy to get any of the Lightsworn pieces you want. So you got to start looking at the pieces that aren't going to be easy. And I think eventually, this is going to be one of them. Lonerfire Blossom Super is way up. And as you see, the normal market price is 38, yet not mint is the lowest. And why is that? Well, Jeff Jones released a Link combo video, and a lot of the cards in it are going up for their highest rarity versions. We see 63 is now the cheapest near mint, versus, you know, almost a double up. That's crazy. But we also see on the scene, eBay's already a little cheaper with a German at 55, but that's a different language. We see the light plays down here. And we see 62 over here. So not much lower. You can save $1 if you want the English. It's so crazy. When Jeff Jones talks, people really, really listen. And he knows what he's doing. Jeff is an amazing master of the game. So he's already shown Link combos that break the game. Lonerfire Blossom is a part of that. I don't know about picking it up now. Links are a ways off. We still have our own nationals, and we don't know if that combo will be used. But it does seem very, very powerful. It just eats a lot of your extra deck, but not in a bad way either. Zodiac Trident and Zodiac Broadbull. Going way down. If your name is not Zodiac Barrage in the deck, you're falling. And I think people are just really anticipating a ban list on the horizon, and that's fair. We have Duel Saga coming out with errata ban cards. We have Konami having said in an email the ban list will be soon. I think it's relatively fair to assume this deck will get hit, but at the same time, remember, Japan had it a whole 3 to 4 months past what we had it, and Maximum Crisis is coming out supporting the Zodiacs. So it's really hard for us to say that it's going to be super big hits. MX Saber Invoker getting reprinted in Duel Saga. He's likely to stick around for a bit. It should be really interesting to see how they hit Zoo in our format. I don't know how they're going to do it. They need to do it in order to make it fair. They might not just do it, but I think they will in some way, shape, or form. And as a result, many people also do think the same thing, and it's going on now. That grass looks greener. It has a slight like dollar bump. A lot of people are scared of it on the ban list also. But further than that, people also realize that Ghost Ash hits this real hard. So a lot of people just don't buy into it because they know there's going to be a future format where this isn't doing what it's currently doing. It's just going to get negated by a hand trap. That's pretty fair. Then again, you have so many cards that can force that hand trap, like Desires, but that would hit your deck. Like, there's a lot of things that hand trap hits, so I think this is still a great card. If you make them have to hold it for this, then they're holding it for this, and you're getting all your other cards off through Ghost Ash. So I think it's always best to look at back and forth gameplay when you're thinking about actual competitive terms. But the ban list, again, is kind of looming, and I'm sure prices will change very rapidly when that ban list comes out. So what did you guys think of this Market Watch? Are you surprised by Toon Kingdom? I kind of am, but I kind of am not. I put it on my top 10 cards that needed to be reprinted list a long time ago. This would be why. It's an insane collector's card. MX Saber Invoker going down way faster than I thought. Trishula slowly dripping down without the release yet. So it probably will go down a little further than start bouncing back up. I would get these now. Heavily suggest that you trade or get them now. There's no way. I know it's a high quantity. Across the board, it's going to go up when that comes out. And then Lonerfire Blossom. Supers. It's a good card. It's a collector's card. You wouldn't be remiss to have them, but I wouldn't be paying these prices. And the Zodiac's going down. It might be time to consider buying them if you're not that scared of the ban list. If you're a real man, you would get these. But seriously, we'll see what they do. It's basically, if your name is not Barrage, you're going down right now for Zoo. And then that grass looks greener, that dollar bump. Something just to consider heading into ban list season as well. If it's not hit on there somehow, I think it'll be going up a little. Thanks for watching, boys. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed this Market Watch. And I definitely, I think we're about to see some crazy changes and a ban list very soon.